What's going on, guys? Mike Rama here, founder of Brands Meet Creators. And in this video, I'm going to show you how we can get you 2,000 TikTok Shop affiliate videos with our TikTok Creator Ad Network. How you can scale content just like you scale ads, completely done for you. This is the same thing we did with Better Alts on their recent new product launch, where we got them 2,000 TikTok Shop affiliate videos, and we took them from zero to over $1 million per month. Got a little chart right here showing where our network jumped in. We got them several thousand videos and they did 1.7 million. I think that was in the first 8 weeks after launching. And we generated 7 figures for many of the top brands on TikTok Shop. Nello here, who we've done multiple 7 figures for. Vital Source, started working with them when they were at zero, took them to over $1 million a month. Dr. Malaxin generated over 7 figures for. Peach Lices, J Labs, Nature Sunshine, Goalie, just to name a few. We'll be able to do this without you having to reach out to creators, without you having to negotiate with creators, manage creators, go back and forth, handling the payouts, tracking all of the posting. This is completely done for you. All you need to do on your end, set your budget, set the creator criteria, and our network will deliver. Just like you scale up your paid ads, set the budget, set the targeting, let us rip. Now, quick note, the rest of this video, this is only going to be for D2C brands on TikTok Shop who want to get to $1 million per month. If you're a creator or you don't have aspirations of scaling on TikTok Shop, the rest of this video is not going to be for you. Now, table of contents. You'll see below the video some little sections where you can skip ahead, pick whatever sections you feel like are necessary for you or feel free to watch the whole thing the whole way through. First, we'll be going through expected ROI and results. Then why you simply need more affiliate videos. Going to be going over a lot of data in this one. Then how BMC Max works. BMC Max, this is like our creator ad network, typical KPIs, what you get in our entire process. We'll go over the pricing and FAQs. All right, let's kick it off with expected ROI and results. So I'm going to walk you through a recent campaign, recent client. So over the last 6 months, we generated close to 5,000 videos for Dr. Malaxin. I have a little screenshot from our TikTok Partner Center over here on the right. We directly generated $1.1 million in GMV from these videos. And on average, if you take the GMV and the number of videos, on average, these videos are producing $236 per video. I'll show you why that number is important later on. Now, that's just one client, one example right here. But what I wanted to see is what is the average GMV per video across the board, right? What's like a video actually worth to most brands on TikTok Shop? And so I had someone on my team go in to Fastmoss and just extract 200 TikTok shops at random and record their monthly GMV and their monthly affiliate videos. And then we have it plotted here on the right. And so what you can see, these GMV per video ranges, the majority of brands are going to have an average GMV per video, somewhere in this like 200 to 600 range right here, right? You got some outliers up top, a handful of brands that are in the 0 to 100 range. But the total average that we found was $518 in GMV for every TikTok Shop affiliate video that they had posted. Now, let's assume that there's going to be a percentage of that GMV that's coming from live, it's coming from the product card. So maybe to all of these brands, one video is worth about 400 GMV per video. Now, I wanted to see, okay, if we take that 400 GMV per average, how does that stack up to some other clients that we'd worked with, some other campaigns that we've run? And so a couple other examples I have here. Nature Sunshine. We got the 912 videos, a little screenshot on the right, 912. This is video level data, 305,000 in GMV. And so that GMV per video nets out at $334. Peach Lices, 458 videos, 200,000 in GMV, about $437 in GMV per video. And so just going back to this overall macro level data that we were seeing, it's kind of in line with the campaigns that we've run recently. And I'm going to show you why later in this video that's important and how we're able to get you $10, $20, $30 cost per video on average. But before we get there, I want to show you why you need more videos and why that is the most important thing you can do for your brand on TikTok Shop. And here I have and less agency busy work. And so we took that same data from those 200 TikTok shops and I plotted their monthly GMV and their monthly affiliate videos. So we have GMV down here on the X, videos here on the Y, and then plotted this trend line. And what you can see is it's pretty clear. The more videos you post, the more GMV that you are going to generate. And so we put this trend line on here. If you're not familiar with this R squared, it basically tells you right here from ChatGPT itself, R squared equals 0.745 means that about 74.5% of the variation in GMV can be explained by the number of videos. That's a strong relationship, not perfect, but it suggests that more videos tends to strongly predict higher GMV. Coming back to the topic here, why you need more videos. The more videos you get, the more you're going to drive GMV on average. Once you realize that more videos equals more GMV, the question is, how can you get more videos, right? How can you go ahead and produce 1,000 extra affiliate videos? There's only really a couple of ways. First off is the outreach bots, which most of you are likely already running. If you're at 50, 100,000 a month on TikTok Shop, you likely have those running, and you'll see there's kind of a limited ceiling with those. The second option is just to hire and pay creators directly. This is the retainer model. A lot of top brands on TikTok, they'll have 5, 10, 50 creators that they pay every single month to do a certain amount of videos for them, just so they know, okay, I have this set number of videos going out every single month. That's the retainer model. And then the third is simply to just attract more affiliates, right? You'll see a lot of big brands do reward campaigns. I have one of our clients, Nello, here on the right, one of their recent reward campaigns. They'll do these every couple of months. What that does, it gets some buzz out there for them, and it starts to attract more affiliates towards them. There's really not too many other options for sourcing 1,000 plus affiliate videos. And that's where BMC Max comes into play. So how does BMC Max work? How does our offer work? I want you to imagine an ads dashboard meets TikTok Shop affiliate content. All you need to do is set your budget, tell us the type of creators that you want, and then our network will go and deliver those TikTok Shop affiliate videos for you. This is the only place that you can scale affiliate content completely hands-off. All right, so what are the typical KPIs for BMC Max? First off, the more proven your shop, the higher the GMV that you've already driven, the higher our results will be, right? The higher the GMV per video will be. If you are new to TikTok Shop, if you don't have a proven product, your product hasn't been shown to convert, the GMV per video that we're going to be able to drive for you is going to be significantly lower. So KPIs are going to be dependent on where you're at right now. You have a trending shop, your shop's already doing well. We're basically going to come in, be gasoline on the fire. GMV per video should be quite high. If you are a brand new shop, it takes a little bit more time to get the snowball rolling down the hill. Expect lower KPIs, but I'm just going to walk you through a couple different campaigns over the last several months. Some that I've already mentioned before. Dr. Relaxin, almost 5,000 videos, 1.1 million in GMV, about $236 in GMV per video. We got Nature Sunshine. I'll let you read through the numbers. $335 GMV per video. Peach Slice is 200,000 in GMV, $436 in GMV per video. And these are kind of in line, again, with the 200 TikTok shops that we just pulled the data from. It's about in line with the macro level. Again, if you're a newer shop, expect lower GMV per video to be produced. Now, another big factor here is that results are not linear. You should not expect to get 1,000 videos and every video has $300 in GMV per video. Quite the opposite, actually. On average, what we've seen, we took all of our TikTok shop data. I believe this was from Q1 and Q2 2025. We had just under 1 million videos produced, and we took all that data and we plotted it out. And what we found is that 1% of videos, the top 1%, it makes up 80% of the GMV. And in some instances, it's even more extreme, right? So this Dr. Malaxin campaign produced, just under 5,000 videos, just over 1 million in GMV. And with that data, what we saw is that the top 5 videos, right? So the 0.1% videos, they made up 62% of GMV. That's crazy, right? So these results are not linear at all. It's extremely skewed towards the one end, right? Where you're going to have a handful of these videos, these 1% videos that I call them, that break through. So the actual 1% videos, which would be the top 47 videos from this 4.7 thousand, these made up 95% of GMV. So as a brand, you have to understand that going into it, right? You're really looking for, if you get 1,000 videos, you're looking for the 10 videos that absolutely crush it and break the way through. And those 10 videos, they might drive 90% of your GMV. All right, so what do you get? What is our process and how does it work? So day one, you're going to set your budget. You're going to set your targeting, register your product through our campaign, and assign samples. We can get that started pretty quickly. I'm going to show you guys in a minute too, the campaign setup where you can go. I'll show you how to set a budget, set the targeting, where you can start to see the estimate of, if I put this budget in, here's how many videos I can get out. I'll show you that in a minute. Day two, this is when we're going to blast out the communication to our network, right? So let's say you set your budget at $25,000 and you just want female creators that have done 20,000 plus in GMV over the last 28 days, right? We're going to go filter out the creators that fit that criteria, send the communication out to our creator network. By the way, our creator network's done over $100 million in GMV. We'll produce like a couple 100,000 videos every single month. And so, yeah, once you do the targeting, communication goes out to the network. Then days 3 through day 10, this is when those sample requests will start coming in. We handle all of those on our end. You just allocate samples to our campaign. We'll approve them or deny them based on your targeting and whether we think these creators will be able to get you GMV. And then around days 10 through 21 is when the initial content starts getting posted. A lot of this depends on how quickly you ship samples, how long that sample shipping takes. And then creators, they typically will start posting several days after the sample comes, all the way up to maybe like 2 weeks after it comes. So days 10 to 21, that initial content starts getting posted. And then days 21 through day 90 is when that campaign is really at full force, right? You start really getting the flywheel. Some other things that you'll start to notice too is, you might get, let's say you set your budget and we're able to get you 1,000 videos. Those videos are going to kick off a flywheel where you're going to start to actually get sample requests coming in from other affiliates that are not in our network, right? Because what happens when you crack one of these 1% videos, not only do buyers see that video, right? Video gets posted, let's say it gets 5 million views and it generates $75,000 in GMV for your brand. Not only is that video getting shown to buyers, but other affiliates are seeing that video. And when affiliate sees the video that's doing really well, driving a lot of commission for another affiliate, they say, oh, I'm going to get that product. I'm going to make a video just like that, right? So a lot of times, if these campaigns get momentum, they're going to start to attract other affiliates as well that won't get attributed to us. And you'll be able to track all of this in your dashboard. We'll show you exactly how to do that. Again, we handle everything completely done for you. You don't have to find any creators. You don't have to make sure that they're posting content. You don't have to do any communication or sample management. We handle that whole thing. All you do, set your budget, set your creator preferences, let us handle the rest. All right, now let's talk about pricing. And before we reveal the exact pricing, I want to talk through why this offer makes a lot of sense. So we've already talked through why more content is equal to more GMV. There's really nowhere else out there that you can just snap your fingers and 1,000 TikTok shop affiliate videos are just going to be printed for you without you having to lift a finger. If you've gotten your shop to $10, $50, $100,000 per month, you know that GMV Max is very, very important right now. I can almost guarantee you're running GMV Max ads if you've gotten to $50, $100,000 per month. And in order to make that perform, you need constant new creative coming in. So with more content coming in, you should expect a lift in your paid efficiency. Like I've shown you in this video, at scale, GMV per video ranges from $200 to $500 per video. And I'm going to show you exactly how we can get you videos in that $15 to $45 range from creators that are doing a minimum of $2,500 per month up to over $100,000 in GMV per month. Now, what are the other alternatives to getting an extra 1,000, 2,000 affiliate videos? You can turn the outreach bots up. There's kind of a limited ceiling to how far that can actually go. You can pay creators directly and hire someone to handle all of the management, the strategy, tracking, payouts, communications, negotiations, actually finding those creators, cycling through the ones that are actually working for you. Or you could hire an agency where at the end of the day, you're ultimately paying for their time for them to do option number 1 or option number 2, or ultimately just outsource to us. We work with a ton of TikTok shop agencies that they just hire us to get more content for their clients. And so ultimately, you could just provide funds to what actually matters, right? Which is getting more content. So the pricing for BMC Max, our packages start at $15,000 plus 5% of GMV, and this can scale up as much as needed. Now I'm going to walk through our campaign calculator. We'll go over this on the call with you to show you exactly how many videos you can expect based on your targeting. So let me pop that open and we'll talk through it. All right, let's talk through the campaign calculator. So first thing you're going to do is set your overall budget. Let's say we're going with $15,000 here, and then we're going to go through our targeting. Now, I recommend starting with open targeting. A lot of times brands think that they know, okay, it's going to be, it's going to be females that have high GMV. That's what's going to work the best for us. But most times it's really not what you expect. Even if you have a product that's like only for men, a lot of times, a female making that video and making it from their POV actually works even better. So I recommend just starting with this open targeting. But if you're really dead set on some custom targeting, we can do that as well. So you go in, you say, hey, I want women only, and I only want creators that have done, let's say, 10,000 plus in GMV. And then it gives you the estimated video output. Now, what you'll notice is that the higher tier of creator GMV that you do, the fewer videos that you'll be able to get, because essentially we have to pay these creators that are in this like 100K plus bucket. We got to pay them way more than a creator that's only doing 3,000 in GMV per month, right? And so going back to what I talked about earlier, where we're constantly just looking for that 1% video, I do recommend just starting with the open targeting, which allows us to tap into all these creators. What you'll see too is we don't allow creators in here that are under the 2.5K GMV. So with $15,000 budget, open targeting, we should be able to get you somewhere around 500 videos. Now, the reason why we don't give an exact number is because I'm not sure 100% the percent of creators in each one of these buckets that are actually going to want to promote your brand, right? So if we go out there, we go out to our entire network and we say, hey guys, got this new product. You are pre-approved for these BMC Max jobs. Go ahead, start making content for it, right? Well, let's say for some reason, a lot of these 100K plus creators really like your product. You'll probably end up getting somewhere on the lower end. Let's say a lot of these newer creators really like your product. You'll probably end up getting way more videos. So that's why we have the ranges in place. And again, feel free to go in here, play around with this calculator. We'll talk through this on the call. Now, if you haven't scheduled your call yet, there should be somewhere below this video to go ahead and schedule that. We will send that calculator your way so you can play around with it a little bit before the call. Now, I'll get into some common FAQs. A lot of times, this is what comes up on the call. So first one is GMV Max. There's always a ton of questions around GMV Max. Our offer is called BMC Max, right? So TikTok has shifted to this pay-to-play model. If you aren't running GMV Max at this point, you're falling behind. It's basically a requirement, right? TikTok is pay to play now. You got to run GMV Max. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, GMV Max needs a constant, flood of new creatives coming in to test in order to perform very well. And so that's exactly what we're here to do with BMC Max is we want to be the content side of that for you, right? The flood of new content that continues to come in. And so our offer is really built for success in TikTok's new GMV Max world. Now, a question that we get is, does this include GMV Max spend? Does this include GMV Max management? The answer is no. This is just the content, right? We're going to go and get you 1,000 TikTok Shop affiliate videos posted across hundreds of different affiliates. What you'll see when you have GMV Max on are all those videos starting to come in there. You'll be able to test on those and scale up your GMV Max campaigns. All right, now next question that often comes up. What is the downside here, right? What happens if these creators don't perform? And first off, the creators that we allow access to BMC Max, they have to hit 2,500 per month in GMV minimum in order to get access. So we're not opening this up to any creators that are like super new, super beginner. They're going to get a sample. They're never going to post. They're not going to earn you GMV. So there's a minimum threshold of quality even to get access. And now while we can't guarantee GMV, there's no agency out there that can. There's no tool. There's no automation that can guarantee GMV. What we're trying to do is give you the best odds of success. I'm trying to give you all the data you need to make an informed decision. I think of it like a batting average, right? You got a batter. We can't guarantee a home run every time, but I can guarantee, hey, this is what this guy's batting average is. And we're going to put the best batter up there for you, right? So we can source 1,000 videos for, let's call it $25 per video. And again, play around with the calculator to see where your costs are going to come in at. And we can do this with creators that on average make $200 in GMV per video, and the real variable is going to be your product, right? So we can put a good lineup out there. We can show you all the numbers. I can show you the macro stats across those 200 shops. I can show you what we've done with our network. We can't guarantee that your product is going to be a home run. I mentioned this in the KPI section. If you have a product that's already converting, you're already doing 50, 100K per month, your baseline KPIs that we'll be able to achieve are likely higher. That's not to say if you're a new shop that we can't help you, right? We have tons of case studies. Vital Source, started working with them when they were at 0, helped them get to over $1 million a month. Why? Great brand, great team, great product, and they were committed to it. Skin Body, same thing, 0 to $1 million a month in 8 weeks, right? So we can help brands that are at 0. Just know that the expectations might be a little bit lower, right? The actual GMV that we produce for you might be lower because the product's not proven yet. And so I want to give you all the data that you need in order to make that best decision. Now, another thing that you got to know is that 80 to 90% of videos are going to make $0, and know that going into it, right? That's across the board. I'm referencing the State of TikTok Shop 2025 analysis that we did, where we took 750,000 videos from our creator network. We looked at them, and that's what we found. About 80% will make 0. Like I mentioned earlier, 1% of videos are going to drive 80% of the GMV. So that's something you have to know going into it, where if you get 500 videos and 450 of them make $0, you got to know that, oh, that's actually normal, right? And I'm looking for the 5 videos that actually break through, that actually, break to the next level. Take those, and now, okay, we got to optimize around these frameworks. This is what's working for us. Let's double down. Next question that we often get is around creative briefs. So yes, you can provide us a brief. We will give it to all of the creators to provide guidance, but creators will not be required to follow this 100%. It is the same way when a creator goes to your TikTok shop, they request a sample and they post a video, right? You can set up an automation that sends them a brief, but they are not required to make that for you, right? This is how TikTok operates. We operate the same way. We've also found that just telling creators exactly what to do, oftentimes it leads to some friction, and typically it doesn't make sense for a lot of creators, right? If you have a very specific brief and you want someone to just read through, a lot of times it's not going to feel authentic to them. Likely they're going to be able to come up with their own angle that's even going to be better, right? If we get you 500 creators, that one brief that you wrote for that one specific avatar, that one specific situation, likely it's not going to be applicable to a lot of those creators, and it's going to be somewhat limiting. So yes, you can submit a brief. We will send it to the creators. They're not going to be required to follow it 100% of the time. And here's the even bigger reason is what's going to happen, and we see this time and time again, what you think is going to work most times is not what actually is going to work. Again, we're coming back to the 1% of videos will drive you 80% of your GMV. And oftentimes your brief, it's not that 1% video, right? You find that 1% video by letting 500 creators go out there and all test different angles. You don't hit that 1% video by you telling everyone, hey, read this exact script right here. It typically just doesn't work that way. So I hope you guys found this video valuable. And if you're interested in getting 2,000 plus TikTok shop affiliate videos from our TikTok shop creator ad network, click somewhere below, go book a time with our team, and we're looking forward to working with you.